Hello guys, Dave Parker here, Parker Systems. We got a quick little install video today on some lights for our Landoll trailer, company called Towmate. I was up at the Kentucky Truck Show and I've always wanted to upgrade the lights on my Landoll trailer. We do disaster recovery. We go in and turn the 911 centers back on for a large telecommunication company in America. And when we're out using this trailer, a lot of times we're also on the side of the road with our fiber optics business and we need the emergency warning lights. One of the things that had precluded me from doing it, especially on the Landoll trailer, it's a traveling axle trailer, so the wiring is complicated as it moves in a track up and down. So when I saw this solution with Towmate, I was really excited, and the installation went really easy. When you compare the cost of the wiring the entire trailer out and the functionality that we get with these lighting systems, it's a fantastic solution. We've been using this solution for about 6 months now, and so we're going to kind of back through the install on this today, show you how it works, show you the functionality, tell you the pros and cons, and kind of go over a little bit of the install. Okay guys, so let's go over what the system works, how the system works real fast. Now, I am not paid by Towmate. I am an electrical engineer by trade, and so these are my opinions. This may not be exactly how the system works, but this will give you an overall view of how it works. So there's really 4 major components to the system, and I've got the manual up here. Towmate calls this their PLC light series, and so the two different kind of lights we're going to be using is this PLC light, and they have a PLC 60V strobe marker work light tail light, and that's what this light is. And of course it comes in the oval, it comes in the circle, and it comes in a square configuration, and they all operate exactly the same. Then we also have on the side of our trailer, we have 4 of their PLC 300 36-inch long lights, and these are the amber and white marking light strobe light combinations that go on the side of the trailer. The brain of the system that lives on the trailer is, they call it their PLC TX. It's their power link transmitter card, and this is how we get the switch functionality back into the PLC light control. And then we have this controller that goes in the truck, and what this does is it gives us the functionality to do all the controls and functions of all the different lights as a touch screen that goes inside the truck. So we're going to go over the basic functionality of these components real fast, just so that you can do it. As I mentioned earlier, the Landoll folks use an aftermarket or an OEM manufacturer that builds a factory sealed, really well made wiring harness that goes over this entire trailer. So it uses their Growy, I think it's a Growy light, and it uses this proprietary non-standard connector. So what the Towmate folks did is they made their light that replaces all the ovals to be able just to be a direct plug up, and we'll demonstrate that in just a minute. The trailer, if you buy the newer series of the trailer, they add additional marking lights, and that's where you put the 36-inch sidebar marking lights in. My trailer was a little bit older, so I left my lights in place and I added more, because what trucking guy doesn't like more amber lights on the side of his truck? We're all trying to get as many chicken lights on the side of our trucks as possible. And then this controller mounts inside the cab of the tractor. What's nice about this system is that through these 2 wires on the transmitter, you just get those hooked up to the 12-volt power system of the trailer, and it pushes the control to all these other wires around. And then this light is very, very special. This light has actually been on this trailer for about 6 months, so that I can tell you that it's been in hurricane wind driven rain. It's been on this trailer, it's been operating, and I think we changed like 12 lights on this trailer. None of them have water intrusion yet. It's a really well built light, and this is the brains of the system. So if you just took this light and installed it on your truck in a traditional fashion, you'd get the tail and the stop or the turn signal functionality, and it would work perfect. And you would never know that you had a really fancy smart light on your truck. But what this light does is it also has the white light and the amber strobe functionality built into it, and it also has the white work light functionality built into it. So when you install just the factory wiring harness, you don't have to run any additional wires to get all the functionality to this light. Then this module mounts on the front of the trailer up, and we'll show you that in a minute, where all the lights hook up, and we use the existing switches that are installed with this trailer to do all the functionality, because it already has a work light switch, it already has a strobe light switch for just the 2 rear strobes that came factory from Landoll, and it has a lower work light to just light up the console. So we were able to utilize those existing 3 switches to get all the functionality of the strobe lights and the work lights and the strobe lights and work lights on this trailer. If we pull it with a truck that doesn't have this touchscreen controller built into it. So it gives you a lot of great functionality. So you have all the strobe light functions, all the work light functions to work around this trailer, even if you're pulling it with a truck that isn't set up. Okay guys, so the PLC lights need a brain that overmodulates the signal across the existing power wires of the trailer. So all the marking light circuits are already in, we have all of our lights on and we have them working. So right now we're just kind of back to where we were. So we have marking lights and we have stop lights or turn. So the nice thing about this system is that we take this module and it uses the factory wiring harness supplied by Landoll through their OEM harness maker. And so the first thing we have to do is we have to go and get power, that power. Well, the work lights is a great place to get that. So you unplug the power coming into the work light and you find the 12 volt side of it. So as you can see, the 12 volt comes on the male and the female side. So it takes just you just take a little bit of time with the meter and you find the incoming power from the work light and you plug that in, and then you replace the work light power, and now you have your module powered up. So then you get on the other side of the work light switch, and the first thing you want to do is find the work light switch, and it's the orange wire. So then again, here all we're doing is letting this be a pass through, and they're just using this as a way to tap off this 12 volt power. So we still have the functionality of our work light, and we send the 12 volt signal to the module that overmodulates the control signal to tell all the lights, in this case the upper work lights, to come on, and it activates all of the oval lights or the circle lights or any of the PLC lights to become a work light that's up high. And as soon as we energize this, the orange wire provides power. So then the strobe light circuit that was provided from Landoll is hooked up to the blue wire. The work lights are the orange, and the auxiliary, which is the lower work lights, are the gray wire. They also provide you the black wire if you want to use the beacons. And they make this SO9AC, and it's a rotating beacon. It doesn't really rotate, but it looks like it rotates with the LEDs, and it mounts up on the top. We didn't get that particular option, but if you did, you would provide a switch for it, and it would turn those beacon lights on as well. So that's a pretty slick way that using the existing factory wiring harness, that we take the existing factory switches, and it modulates the control through this module to the PLC lights, and it tells the lights which functions that you want to do. We haven't ran any new wires. We're all the existing factory wiring harness. We're the existing factory switches, and now this trailer will work with any tractor that is hooked to. All you need is the marking light circuit to be energized. The PLC control module is energized, and then all your lights and all your functionality are working. Your existing work lights remain intact. Your existing strobe lights remain intact, and your existing work light that lights up this area remains intact. So we've got upper work lights, lower work lights, and strobes. So guys, the first thing we need to do is take out the old light, and like I said, here's the really nice factory harness that Landoll provides with the Growy or Grote people. And so we remove the old light. Now I went ahead and marked this one up so that we could see, but you can use a multimeter, and you can find, or you can read on here, the ground, the marking light, and the brake light functionality. So I went ahead and just did a little cheat right here, but you just have to make sure you get your ground, your marking light, and your running light circuits correct. So this is the hardest part of the installation at all, is that you have to do a little bit of work, and you can either read, or you can take your meter and you can hook it up. Now at this point, you'll notice that that I've got it plugged up and there's power to it. And if we look in here, you can see the heartbeat light starting to work. So this is a PLC, this is a computer, and it's thinking and it's understanding because it hasn't sent out a code to tell the marking lights to be on, or the strobe lights to be on, or the work lights to be on. So the light is lost. And every so often, I think the system puts out a heartbeat light to wake this light up and let it know. Now, one of the functions of this light is to be a stop light. So if you wanted to know that it was working immediately, if you go and you put the stoplight function on, it overrides any of the PLC functions, and the stoplight or the brake light or the turn signal, the emergency signaling that the truck would be providing, would make the light work instantly. So as you'll see in a minute, if we just give this light just a little bit of time, it's going to come back on and it's going to be functioning with the rest of the lights. So I'm going to go ahead and install this light, and we'll come back and show you how the rest of the system works. No, there, the PLC heartbeat has woken the light up, and we put it in, and so now it has the same functionality as the rest of the lights. So the PLC function, in kind of going back over it, it toggles the light from a work light, which is just all white lights, to a strobe light, which is white and amber flashing, and then it goes to the tail light function, which is it's demonstrating now. All right, guys, so I went around and we've changed out all the other lights, and then I'm just saving these because they have that special growy or groat plug. I'm sure the growy people or the groat people will probably want to send me some lights and tell me how to pronounce the name of their company. So anyway, as you'll see, we went ahead and we did the 4 lights here and then the 6 lights on the back of the headache rack. So we have all those changed out, and we'll move on to the 36-inch arrow directional side marker lights, and we'll show you how those work. So at this point, we did deviate just a little bit from the way that this system is designed to be installed. As you can see, or Keith will show you in a later bit in the video, but the factory marking light we left in place, and we went ahead and just in between the clearance and turn signal in the center of the trailer and then the marking light that's installed just to the rear of it, we went ahead and just installed our lights, and we made them line up with a nice Landoll graphic, and we added them on the side. So we just drilled a hole and mounted them, because these lights are designed to be mounted with a 3/4 nut that goes through the factory hole and it covers up, and then it uses the good 3M tape to hold it in place. This has worked well for us. We did have a couple of them though that just with you know, with the wind and being in the sun and whatnot, these are kind of pulling away just a little bit. So we're going to go back and add some stainless hardware just to kind of hold these down. But it works really great. It doesn't require drilling, but we did drill and add these extra lights in because, like I mentioned, you know, what trucking company, what guy doesn't like a bunch more lights on the side of his truck? So rather than replace the marking light, we left it in place and added it to the side. So we think it enhanced the way our trailer looks. In wrapping up, I hope you liked the video. Go check out our YouTube channel for other videos. A quick little wrap up. So we've had this on this trailer for about 6 months, and we actually use this in Hurricane Florence, and we've got some great YouTube videos up on Hurricane Florence. We use this in Hurricane Michael, and there's some video up on that as well. So we really like these lights. We've had them on here for about 6 months. The driving rain in Florence was incredible. We haven't had any of them break the seal or sweat on the inside, so the quality of the light seems really good. We haven't had any problems with functionality with working with the system, so we're really excited about finding a system that allowed us to do a factory install, quality wiring without having to add all that. The amount of time that it would take to install the same functionality with work lights, strobe lights, and all the additional lights on this trailer would have been intense. So the price is well worth it. Another thing that we really liked is during Hurricane Florence, for example, we were in a lot of rain. We got deployed through the rain because you guys remember that storm rained for like 72 hours. When we were in our convoy, and our convoy consists of just the Parker side, we have usually 7 big trucks, 7 tractor trailers, a tanker trailer, van trailers, the Landoll trailer. People in the convoy were fighting to be the truck that followed this truck in the rain. With that driven rain, the road grime, the mist, these lights cut through and made us really safe. So one of the things that we're going to be doing in the future is we're going to be adding, and that's why you need to hit that subscribe button and smash that like button and give us a thumbs up and make some comments, is because you'll get to see the videos when we're adding them to van trailers and other trailers. This lighting system lends itself not only to Landoll trailers, but to any trailer you have, any truck that you have, because you don't have to run the dedicated wires to get work light, strobe light, tail, run, and stop functionality in one light with existing factory wiring. And the wiring is just as simple as hooking up the red and the black wire for the controller. So we really like that functionality. We're going to be adding that to our other trailers that we're using in hurricanes and in our construction business where we operate on the sides of the roads, and we need the safety that the warning lights and that the strobe lights and the strobing functions give us with this system. So we're pretty excited about it. We love the functionality, the quality of the lights. The brake and the running light circuits are really bright, so they're as good or better than any OEM. So the brake lights are really bright at night. It's a real clean LED light, and the functionality is really there. So if you like this video, check out our other videos, and thanks for tuning in.